Hey guys, follow me along as I show you my weekly Sunday reset routine. All right, so it's 6 a.m. in the morning and I start my morning off hydrating. That's important since I am a breastfeeding mom. And does anyone else's kids get up pretty early on the weekend or is it just mine?
What if you have L-I-E-L?
Liel. Good job.
Okay.
I. It's super important that I do this every Sunday. I find that it just helps the week go by so much easier. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it does take a few hours for me to do my Sunday reset routine, but I really don't mind it because it sets me up for success for the week. So here I am washing dishes. I am actually washing the dishes from the previous night. Part of my nightly reset routine, I like to make sure the kitchen is clean at night, but I'm not as strict on the weekends. I like to rest and relax on the weekends. The kitchen is clean now and it is time to wash and prep the fruit for the week. This saves me hours of time, guys. We eat a lot of fruit in our family, so I find that if I just wash the fruit for the week, I get all the fruit, I fill up my sink with baking soda, and I get a little bit of Dr. Bronner soap, and this is the process I use to wash my fruit because I found a lot of times the kids would ask for a piece of fruit and then I would have to stop what I'm doing, go get the fruit, wash it, and then give it to them. And it just saves so much time with the fruit already being washed, and they can just go inside of the refrigerator after asking and get the fruit themselves. So if you are creating a routine for yourself, I would just ask yourself, what can you do to make tomorrow easy? Is it prepping fruit? Is it making lunches? Is it setting out outfits for the week? Think of one thing you can do to make your week easier, and I encourage you to try it. All right, this is the fruits and the vegetables. While my fruit and vegetables are soaking, I am going to chop up some cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is a pretty affordable fruit to buy, so we get it every other week. We usually also chop up pineapples as well, but this week we'll be having pineapples inside of our smoothie, so I'll just be cutting up some cantaloupe, some apples, and some cucumbers later. I find that taking this extra step of chopping up the fruit and washing the vegetables and fruit for the week actually helps everybody's digestive systems. Everybody is pretty regular. It helps minimize sickness in my kids as well. I once read this book called The Habits of an Effective Household, and one of the core habits talked about in this book is creating systems for your household and not operating your house by moods, but how your house should run on systems. And so taking the guesswork out, minimizing decisions has really helped our household, and we're able to do this by having a morning routine, evening routine, Sunday reset routine. It really does help our family out, especially with managing multiple kiddos and multiple schedules. Now, of course, we are not perfect, and sometimes I even find that we have to adjust our schedules because maybe it just seems too overwhelming. I know before, for my Sunday reset, instead of cooking one meal, I had on there I want to cook 2 meals, and I want to prep our snacks for the week and make all of these homemade snacks, and y'all, it just wasn't sustainable. So I had to adjust it and make it realistic, and now I only have like 7 items on my weekly Sunday reset, and that includes meal planning and grocery shopping for the week, cooking 1 meal on Sunday that's gonna last for about 2 days, and then I'll just cook again on Wednesday, washing, prepping all of my fruit, washing, folding all the kids' clothes, and I actually outsource that, which I'll talk more about that later. Helping the kids pick out their outfits and taking out all the trash in the bathrooms, and my husband actually does that. So I created a list where if we do this every Sunday, this will make our week much easier. So I encourage you to write down 5 things that you can do that can make your week easier. It doesn't mean you have to do all of them. You can even outsource some of them. And guys, outsourcing does not have to be expensive. I have someone that comes weekly to fold the boys' clothes for me. So my little boys. She comes every week and she only comes for 2 hours. And I pay her $15 an hour, guys. And so we spend that eating out. We spend that going by Starbucks. It doesn't have to be expensive. Create and find your village to help. Something my kids always look forward to is whenever I am chopping up the fruit, they always like to eat what is left over. It's like a little treat for them before getting to the actual fruit for the week. It's time to move the clothes in the washing machine over to the dryer. My oldest daughter actually washes and folds her own clothes. My youngest daughter, she knows how to wash and dry. She's still working on folding, so we help her in that area. But my boys, my mother's helper, she helps me fold all of their clothes. And that is a huge help. The fruit is done soaking and it is all clean. So right now, I am just drying the fruit, and I like to put some plastic wrap down. What I usually do is I'll clean the drawers inside of the refrigerator, and I like to put a plastic wrap down as well, just for an extra layer of cleanliness. So after I dry off the fruit, I usually take the stickers off as well, and I put everything inside of the refrigerator. Now that the apples are clean, I am chopping up the apples and I am prepping this. This will probably last for about 2 days. We usually chop up apples Mondays, Wednesdays, and usually for the weekend. Guys, this is a really good snack. You definitely need to try some chopped up apples with some lemon juice. It's really good. The sweetness from the apple and the sourness from the lemon creates a really good snack. And it also prevents the apples from turning brown. I know we are in the new year and some of us have New Year resolutions. If one of those resolutions is eating healthier, I definitely encourage you to ask yourself, I want to eat healthier. What are the steps do I need to do to make eating healthier easier for me? Is that meal prepping? Is that maybe outsourcing a food prep delivery service? Find out what that is. I am done prepping the fruit for the week and it's time to make my first meal. But y'all, I forgot to take the meat out the freezer. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to put it in the sink and I am going to put some cold water over it so it can thaw out a little fast. That did kind of set me back a bit with my planning because I want it to be done like around 1 o'clock, but it's okay. I'm just going to bake some bread. One of my goals is to try to get back to baking bread more frequently. We've just been buying store-bought bread recently just because of the season that we're in, and it just makes things easier. We even still got some bread this week because with baking, sometimes it don't always go as planned. It's been a while since I baked bread, and so I told my husband, get some bread, but I'm going to try to bake some bread this week so that we can slowly try to transition. You know what I mean? So this is me. I will share, if you're interested in making your own bread, it actually isn't that hard. I can share the recipe with you all. Just let me know. Whenever I am baking bread, I always think about this documentary that I watched before called Secrets of the Blue Zones. It essentially discusses the habits of people around the world and what contributes to them being able to live to 100, but not just reaching 100, like actually being very mobile, still having their wits about themselves, right? One of the habits was really just creating a lifestyle of being active. These women in Italy, they would bake bread every morning, and that contributed to having like really strong arms because they had to knead the dough, gardening, living in a walkable area. These were all different factors that contributed to having an active lifestyle. So I'm definitely like mindful of that, and I want to be sure that I create a life where I'm able to be active. My baby girl woke up and she wanted to help out in the kitchen. So here she is kneading the dough. One great thing about resetting on Sundays is that you can get the kids to help you out if you have kids, because instead of trying to rush coming from work, or maybe if you are wanting to make dinner and it's been a busy day, if your kids want to help, you really don't want them to help because you're just trying to get dinner on the table, right? Whereas if it's a Sunday, there's no pressure, you're just doing things to prep for the week. They can help out because there's no pressure and there's no timeline, right? So that's one of the beautiful things about getting them involved and letting them help out, creating memories in the kitchen. And I pray that they remember our time in the kitchen together. So we have kneaded the dough, and I am going to let this sit for about 2 hours and wait for it to rise. So now it is 8 a.m. and I have started to thaw out the meat for me to cook for the week. I have cut, washed, and prepped all the fruit, and I've washed a few loads of laundry. And now I am washing the water bottles so it will be ready for the kids in the morning before they go to school. Little things like filling up their water bottles so that it's ready to go in the morning for school is super helpful. After I am done washing the water bottles, I'm going to move on to helping the boys get their clothes out for the week.
I'll go with that.
This one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, which one do you want to play?
That's mine.
No, this one's yours, Zaya. This one's yours.
No, yeah, this is mine.
Yeah.
That's mine.
What about this shirt and these pants?
Good.
Good. I'm looking pretty good on time. I am pretty much almost done with all of my tasks, and so I go look at my Sunday reset list to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I realized that I need to put my son's blanket in his book bag for school. So I go and do that. And another thing I would encourage you to do is, when you are resetting your home, to make cleaning less stressful, I would prioritize cleaning your hotspot area. So for us, this book bag area is a hotspot area for us. I try to make sure that it stays organized so that we know where everything is at. As I am cleaning, I noticed my daughter's folder, and I see some graded work in here that I don't remember seeing. Now they're coming back from a long winter break. So it's been a while since I've looked inside her folder, about 2 weeks. But she does remind me that her dad has already signed it. He's already taken care of it. And I let her know that I was proud of her for getting the good grades that she received. So the spaghetti is finally thawed out, and I'm actually not too far behind on schedule, although I didn't cook it when I originally planned to. Had a little setback, but it is okay because I'm still making great timing. One of the things I mentioned earlier in the video is how I used to prepare 2 meals on Sunday, but that just got too much, y'all. I was in the kitchen all day, and although it did help during the week, I just felt so tired at the end of the day, so I had to adjust my task for my weekly reset. And now I just cook 1 meal a day, but what I do is I make sure that I meal plan for the week and that I know what the next meal is that I'm going to cook. This is me seasoning the spaghetti. You got to make sure you get the seasonings in there so when you bite it, it's good and seasoned. Little sleepyhead Ava finally decided to join us. So 2 hours has passed and they are kneading the dough again. One of the principles we try to instill in the kids is teamwork. We tell the kids that, hey, we're all a team, we're on the same team, and we all help each other out.
Money rolls, cars and clothes. That's how all my family rolls. Bernie drove 24s. That's how all my family rolls.
All right, so the spaghetti is cooked, breakfast is done, and your girl is about to sit down. It's time to nurse the baby again. And I think this is the first time I have sat down since waking up around 6 that morning. So your girl is tired, and I'm gonna sit down and relax and nurse for a bit. The girls are sorting the chips and popcorn for the week. We have them help out with this task. It's fun for them, and it's a way for them to contribute. My husband is in there coaching them, making sure they don't put too much in the Ziploc bag. And I find that this also helps with portion control as well.
Now I had to help Lola because she was being heavy-handed like Ava.
Y'all doing a good job.
It's not bad, still a little bit, but I think they're acceptable. Yeah, they're pretty good. Good. Yeah, Ava, you getting it now. You got it now. It's perfect. Team Stigl, we all put in work together. Stop eating before you be fired. Man, Judah probably be worse though. Zion, he'll probably won't pack nothing and just eat. Couldn't do it. Perfect. There we go. They'll figure it out. They're good at eyeballing stuff.
And I want you to start. I want to start to slowly transition you taking over your own laundry, okay? But this month, this go around, you don't have a lot of clothes at all that I wash.
But we are also still very proud of you how you do your own laundry. As a 10-year-old, that's something me and mommy didn't actually do.
Oh yeah, I was.
We did not do our. My dad did my laundry all the way till I left the house.
I had to tell you to wake up.
Oh yeah. They would be dragging.
What? I'm tired.
Okay, I just wanted to sleep.
So we give our kids age-appropriate tasks. Right now, the girls are unloading the dishwasher. The boys are responsible for keeping their room clean and cleaning up behind themselves whenever they're playing with toys and taking out the trash. So we pack what my husband likes to call camp lunches for our kids whenever they go to school. Y'all, I used to try to do these elaborate lunches. Sometimes I would send them with hot food, and it's just a lot because you have to warm up the little what you call that, the tumbler before they go to school with hot water. You can't really prep it. You have to do it in the morning. So we just kept it simple. We make sure that they get a heavy breakfast in the morning and a good dinner. And man, if these kids eating Lunchables, they'll be fine with a sandwich and some snacks and some fruit and vegetables. in their lunchbox. So don't stress it. It's what works for us. And if you needed to hear this, make them kids a sandwich. They'll be all right. Just make sure they have filling meals for breakfast and for dinner.
It is 12:30 and I am like 95% done with all of my tasks for my Sunday routine, my Sunday reset routine. What else do I need to do? I had a hiccup. The bread is not rising like it's supposed to, so I don't think we must have did a step wrong or something like that. I don't know what happened. However, we had some sandwich bread, so I was able to still prep the kids' lunches for school this week. So I'm about to take a break. I'm about to feed the baby.
Say hi, Liel.
Clean him up. And I'm gonna do some relaxing myself. Only thing I really need to do, what I like to do to wrap up the Sunday reset routine, is make sure the kitchen is clean and just straighten up the hot spot areas. That's pretty much it.
Say hey, Liel. Want to say hi? Say hi. Dog.
I decided to go out for a walk. I needed to get my steps in. So I'm going on a little stroll around the neighborhood. After my walk, the baby fell asleep in the stroller and I did not want to wake him up. So I let him sleep outside in his stroller and I brought my laptop outside to knock out some client work. I like to go through and really just prepare for the week, map out the tasks that I need to do. All right, so yeah, my bread did end up finally rising, and after baking it, it came out pretty good, but it's a little small, so I don't know what happened, but we're gonna try it again. Now it's time to straighten up the playroom a little bit, and y'all, I'm so mad at myself because I got these kids some kinetic sand, and why did it end up everywhere? Like, why do y'all have sand on my yoga ball?
Pick up the stuff that you don't want me to throw away, because everything else is thrown away. I'm about to start sweeping.
Up and down.
I should have just stuck to my rule of only having messy play, keep it outside. But I started feeling bad because I was like, I used to do so much messy play and sensory bins with the kids, and I don't do it anymore. And so I bought them some messy play things, and man, I've regretted that because it was a whole mess. Wait till y'all see how much sand I had to sweep up. Look at all this sand, y'all. Absolutely not. I'll tell the kids, get everything off the floor, because if you don't pick it up, I'm throwing it away. So I'm doing a little bit of rage cleaning right here. All right, I am finally done cleaning up all this sand. Oh my goodness. Never again. Keep the mess outside.
He was befriending some deers and stuff like that. He started naming them. And he named one of them Canela. You know what Canela means? That's cinnamon in Spanish. So he named her Canela. But that's just cinnamon. That's so cool.
All right, y'all, this is pretty much my Sunday reset. The kids' lunches are packed. The kitchen is clean. I've cooked a meal. The book bag area is clean. The playroom is reset. The kids' desk area is reset. And it's time to close the kitchen down. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you want more vlog style videos. Let me know in the comments if you all have a weekly Sunday reset routine. What are some of the non-negotiables that you must do to prepare for the week? Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.